Welcome everyone to WordPress and Coffee. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It is Monday, April 17th, 2017, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about another page builder that I've run across. I haven't used it, haven't downloaded it. I was wanting to save that for this episode of WordPress and Coffee. As you may know, I have been playing around with and using Themify's Ultra theme, and I really like it. I really enjoy it. It's a nice theme builder, and it's very powerful, and I'm really impressed by it. Actually, I have actually built a WordPress site. Well, I've set up a WordPress site using it, and I did it over the weekend, and I really like it. Anyway, I was looking at this. I was, just looking through WordPress stuff, and I came across this other one, page builder, and it is called Emulator. And so I was like, okay. And they kept saying it was free. Of course, you get on the website and you look at it. Well, it is free. You can use it. I'm not sure what all just comes with the free version, but I did notice there is a pro version as well that you can purchase. And as I always like to say is, even if you use a plugin, a WordPress plugin, and you're only using the free version, and the free version works for what you're doing, go ahead and pay for a pro version, or somehow try to support the creators of the plugin. I really push that. I think it's very important for everybody to acknowledge other people's hard work. I mean, you are using their software that they've written, and it's good to kind of give back. Anyway, let's go over here to our browser cam, and this is the website. It's emulator.com, and as you can see, I have a free download, and I'll watch the video. Pretty much all I've done is I've watched the video, and it really didn't tell you how to use it. It just basically says download it and play with it, and it's pretty self-explanatory apparently from what the video says. So that's what we're going to try to do. Like I said, I've never used this before. I've never downloaded it. This is all live, so we'll see what I think out of just fresh install. And if you look over here, it says it's faster than others. No more drag and drop and wait. Emulator lets you design the front end instant and real-time results. Okay, that's kind of interesting. On the Ultima theme, you can do the same thing where it's live, but you can also, and this is how I really like to do it, is where I opened up the page in the WordPress editor itself, like on the back end, and I do all my changes and stuff there, and then I just have another page or another tab, browser tab, opened up to the page that I'm working on, and I can just refresh that and refresh that as I'm making the changes in the back end. I really like that, but we'll see how this works and what I think about it. And it says it's easy to use, it's free and open source, and there's no coding. Okay. Well, we'll see about that as far as no coding goes. I do like to be able to do some coding, like maybe some style editing or something like that. So hopefully, there is a way where you can do some coding if you want to or need to. But we'll see. We'll see. And they say you can use any theme on any page. We'll see about that too. So let's go ahead and go over to... Okay, now let's go ahead and scroll down here. It says total customize over layout. Okay, so they have sections. So they do sections. This is kind of like the Themify. They do like rows, which I guess is like a section, but they call it a section here. Width and height. You can resize columns, so you have columns that you can add in. You can create columns. Column and content positioning, so you can set the positioning and all that stuff. That's kind of cool. You can mess with your padding, margins, settings. That's cool. Column gap, You can set your gutters or gaps. I guess they're calling them gaps here. I would consider that a gutters, but we'll go with that. Design it, save it, reuse it. So can you, I guess you can, they have a template library, so you can grab a template. This is a lot like the Themify Ultra theme does. I really like that, and you can export and import. That's really good because, you know, like I was saying with the Themify, as far as doing this, if you're doing a lot of web development where you're focusing on one type of like business type or something like that, and this allows you to come up with a really cool design and gives the feature that is modeled for that business type, you know, whatever it may be, and then you can just, you know, export it and have it. And so then if you sell another website, you can just import it and quickly change it and get that site up and running for your next client. That's really good. I really like that about this whole process of using these page builders. I really like it. I really think that the page builder is the future of web development. You know, I do think, you know, it is important to know how to code and understand all of the CSS and understand, you know, understand a lot of different things. But, you know, in this day and age, it's almost impossible to know everything. It really is. I mean, it really is. There's so much out there. And, you know, if you try to learn it all and try to do, you know, go old school where you're trying to code everything by hand and all that stuff, you just end up wasting a lot of time. You know, I know in my development that even when I'm hand coding, you know, I'll build a site, but I grab stuff that I've already made from other sites. You know, it's like, oh, I want to use this. Okay, well, what I did on this other site, and I just go and grab the code and copy and paste. You know, I don't rewrite it. I don't, you know, do all the stuff. You know, I'll copy and paste it, and I make some modifications. And while I'm doing that, I come up with some new ideas and say, hey, why don't I try this? And that's how I kind of evolve as a developer and coder. But I could see you could still do that using one of these page builders. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a page builder at all. That's just, you know, that's my opinion. It's fast. It's, you know, pretty much what it boils down to is the client. Is the client happy? You know, is the website, is it responsive? Does it adapt? Does it provide everything that the client needs? And if it does that, it doesn't matter how you build it or who builds it. That's all. That's the end goal. You know, I know people out there, guys out there that sell websites. They don't do anything. They don't do anything at all. What they do is they have other people. They have other coders and stuff that do all the work. They do all the coding. All they do is focuses on selling and the client and taking care of the client and kind of like the middleman, you know. And there's a lot of people out there that, you know, you can make a lot of money. You can make a living doing web development this day and age without knowing how to code, without knowing how to do any of this. All you need to know is you know how, if you know how to sell, if you know how to take care of the client and all that, that's the important thing. I mean, that really is the end goal is that. Anyway, let's install this plugin real quick, and we will see what happens. So I have a just a plain Jane install. I mean, this is a default install that comes with WordPress. This is WordPress 4.7, I believe. And so we're going to go to the dashboard, and we're going to add this plugin. So we're going to add a new plugin. And then we're going to do a search here, and we're going to look for L-O-E-L-E-N Elementor. And this is it right here. As you can see, if you look at it real quick, it has 90,000 plus active installs. And it has, oh my gosh, it has 6 stars. I'm sorry, it has 5 stars. I can't count. It has 258 reviews. This is just, this is how you know if a plugin is good. It's just by what are other people saying about it. So we're going to go ahead and install it. And after we install it, we'll activate it, of course. Click on the activate. So, like I said, I've never installed this. I don't know anything about this or anything like that. I come to the plugin pages. There are settings, deactivate, edit, and Go Pro. Like I said, there is a Go Pro version. And I believe the Go Pro version, depending on the number of sites, it has different pricing. And I think it has like year support on it. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the settings here. And we'll start there. General settings, I guess this is the post types that you want to be able to use it on, is either posts or pages. That's fine. Exclude roles. So I guess if you don't want some role to be able to mess with it, like editors or authors or contributors, you can just basically select these. So I probably would say you don't want this guy to be able to use it. Contributor, no. Author, that's kind of a iffy thing. We'll say no. Editor's fine for now. We'll just see what happens there. Disable global colors, okay. I'm not gonna mess with that. Disable global fonts. Default generic fonts. Content width, okay, this is where you can set the width of the area. Stretch to fit, body. And I guess this is where you can opt in for them to get a little bit of feedback of how you're using it and performance and all that. So we'll go ahead and save them changes like that and see what happens. Okay, so I got them changes done. Now, if I go, okay, so how do you mess with this now? If I click there. Okay, so I guess if I add a new page, let's just add a new page here. And we'll call this page. Elementor, just to see, and we're going to go ahead and you can edit with, okay, so I'm going to select this and see what happens. Okay, it's breaking this out into the, okay, so this is my page. Of course, on this page I have, this is the actual content area, and this is where the menu area is on this WordPress site. So I guess now you have these, you have a global tab. Okay, so I guess with the global you have to go pro, all right? But you have elements. So you have column, heading, image, text editor, video, button, divider, spacer, Google Maps, icon, image box, icon box, image gallery, image carousel, icon list, counter, progress bar, testimony, tabs, accordion, toggle, social icons, alert, SoundCloud, shortcode, HTML, wow, menu anchor, sidebar, and then WordPress. You have WordPress parts, you have pages. I guess you can insert a page in a page. That's kind of interesting. You have calendar. These are all your widgets. Okay, these are your widgets. So this is the pages widget. This is the WordPress calendar widget, archives, media, search. So any widget I think would show up here. So if you, I guess if you installed another plugin that had a widget, you could use it with this. Use it with this as well. That's kind of interesting. And then it has it where you can quickly hide. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. I'm going to add a new section, add a template, or drag widget here. So let's just say heading. Let's put a heading in here. So I guess you could just do that. Boom, it puts it in here. This is a header. So we could just do hello here. Well, how do you edit it? Okay, you don't edit it over here. Ah, you edit it over here. Okay, so you have to edit the stuff over here in this little bar. This is kind of interesting. Hello there. So we're just going to put that. I guess you can have a link on it. Size default, small, medium, large. I guess that changes the font a little bit. Extra large, extra large, default. Huh. Tag, you can change the tags to H1, whatever you want. Even do a div. That's kind of interesting. So we'll just leave that H1. Alignment, here's where you can align. So if I want to align it, I can align it there. Question is, edit, duplicate, and then have column and section. Drag section. So I guess you can drag the section, or you can drag the column. Drag column. Okay, and I guess this is 100% wide. So that's that. And then they have the save button here. So let's just save that there, and it says saved. Okay, so say I wanted to change the color. How would I change the color? I guess I would click on style, text color. Okay, there we go. Then you can select a color. Black, purple. There's black, white, white's gray. And then I guess it has this color drag. Whatever you want, you could put in the number hexadecimal there if you want. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, I like that, and you can set the opacity here, so you can change the opacity. Well, it doesn't tell you the percentage that you're changing it. Huh. Okay, so we got that, and then there's an advanced tab, and you can set the margin, top link values together. That's kind of cool. So if you want to put a margin on here, you can say like 52, and it will do everything. Or you can say, I guess this is top, right, bottom, left. So if you just want, change that to 0 and the right side 0. So they're just on the top and the bottom has 52. And then here's padding. You can do padding. So you can do animations. You can do fade in, fade down. So you can do fade in, fade down, fade in left, fade in right, fade in up. It has zoomings, bounce, sliding, rotating, bounce, splash, pulse, rubber band. Oh, this is kind of crazy. Huh. It's a lot like the Themify Ultra. They have a lot of different effects that you can do too, which is cool. And then you can just close it for nothing. You can add a CSS ID. So if you want to add in an ID, you can add in an ID there. You can add in a classes. I guess you can put classes. So if you do custom classes, like you can do custom CSS here. you can't do custom CSS without Pro. That's kind of a bummer. But like I said, if you find this useful and all that, it's better to support the whoever's doing the plugin and pay for it. That's what I suggest anyway. And then here is where, like, I could hide it on the desktop. I could hide it on the tablet. I could hide it on the mobile. So you can hide that area on the mobile if you need to. That's kind of interesting there. And that's pretty much that. So let's look at another. I'm going to go ahead and save it. It says saved, and then I'm going to go back to the elements, and then let's add in a here's a text editor. Let's see what this is. Okay, here you can create and edit your text. You can, let's see, I am a text block. Okay, that's kind of cool, so you can do that. Now, if I wanted to add in column, click on columns and I would say add, and that changes it to 50-50. You can drag it. That's kind of cool. Now back to this over here, you can do a box shadow. Okay. Blur, set the blur. Spread. This is really neat. I really like this. Wow, it is very responsive. Absolutely awesome on the responsiveness. So if we wanted to put a radius on this, I guess you just type in 20 and it puts in a radius. That's cool. Border type none. Let's do solid. And then you can set your width 1 pixel, 2, 3. That's cool. And again, you can change this. Whoops. So different sites can have different. Oh, that's really neat. I like that. Okay, and then you have your advanced tab. And then again, you can't. Responsiveness, mobile width, default, custom. Oh, okay, so you can change the. Okay, so it says decompress. Mobile portrait controls is no longer supported. Please use mobile width instead. Okay, so I guess they want you to just use this because this is deprecated. All right, so that's that. Now, if we want to get back to the I guess that's how you get back to it. Or do you click that? Huh. Okay, so I have this and I did this. Let's add a button over here. We'll just throw a button over here. And then column section, so you have that. Your type button, info. So I guess they have different success, warning. That's kind of cool. This is a lot like Bootstrap type settings. Okay, so and then you can change the name of the button here. You can create a link if you want to link to something. Alignment. I guess that's the button inside the area. You can center it to the right, justify it. That's cool. I love the justification. That's awesome. That's awesome. I like that a lot. So let's justify it, and then size, I guess that's the size of the text and the button. You can have large, extra large, woo, okay. Icon, I guess you can select an icon if you want an icon. Let's just say we want to do wow, they have a lot of icons. Crap. That's really neat. So if we want bars, you can do bars. Huh. Icon spacing. That's the space between the... Okay, that's interesting. I like that. Okay, this is, you know, just from looking at this real quick, this is really new, really interesting. So you can do a section, and if you do a section, you can, I guess, go ahead and do it with the different columns and stuff. Like you can do a 3-part section, 2-part section. Okay, that's kind of interesting. And then I guess if you want to delete something, you can go column, and then you can exit it out there. Delete it. Yep. And then that changed that. It goes 50-50. And of course you can drag it if you want it smaller, bigger, you know, based on percent apparently. And I'm not sure if you can do an actual size, you know, like pixels, if you wanted so many pixels. Here it just seems like it's just duplicate, add, remove. Huh. So I'm not really sure about that. So that's that. You can have an icon box. Okay, and this is where you have an icon, and you have a heading, and you have some text. That's interesting. And an image gallery. Throw in an image gallery. Add images. You can add images. You just drag and drop, or look at your media file. I don't really have anything. I have this image here, so we'll go ahead and do that. And that put the thumbnail in there. Say I wanted to use the medium. 300 by 300. Columns for... Huh. Oh, this is the number of columns you want. And the reason why it's so small is because I'm in this little area here. So if I add a new section here, and I do full section, and then I guess I can drag this, put it in there if I wanted to. Okay, yeah, there you go. Huh. Not really sure how you do that. Let's duplicate, edit. How do you drag this? I guess you just drag it like that, put it in. Okay, there you go. But it keeps on adding a column. I don't want a column here. Delete. There we go. And then this here section, I can delete. So that's pretty much that. I don't know why I have two there. I guess I duplicated it sometime. Delete. Okay, so that's that. Anyway, this is a quick overview. Like I said, I'm just playing with this. I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought it'd be something interesting to play around with. I guess I could put this in here, and it goes underneath it automatically. That's neat. Add image, testimonial, and this was the, what did I drag over there? Doesn't tell you. Be kind of nice, it would tell you what you were using here. Like if I click on it to edit it. Okay, it says icon box. Well, that's icon box. What's this down here? Okay, this is testimonial. Okay, so that's where it does tell you the type it is. Okay, that's interesting. Really interesting. You can do progress bars, alerts. You can do alerts, SoundCloud, short code. Oh, so you can throw in some short code if you want. If you had something to put in there, you just, like for instance, we had another column, and I had some short code. So another insert your short code here. So if another plugin gave you a little bit of short code, you could just place it in there, and that's how you could do kind of like a widget or just something that does the short code, some kind of item like that. Anyway, that's probably pretty much all I'm going to cover today. I just wanted to play around with this. You know, I haven't decided if I like this better than I like the Ultra Pro from Themify, or not Pro, but the Ultra theme. I'm sorry, the Ultra theme by Themify is one I'm referring to. I'm not sure if I liked which one I like better. I just thought this one was free. I wanted to play with it, and before I decided which one would fit best my needs as a web developer, you know, off the top of my head, this one's cool, but I've spent a little bit more time with the other Themify, so I can't really. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more before I can make my decision on which one I prefer. And I'll also have to build something in this and build something in the other. Maybe I'll try to build something the same thing in both of them and see which one I like better. And then I can look at the code, see what the code it generates, and see which one is cleaner and is easier to understand and read. But anyway, I believe that's all I'm going to talk about today. If you have any page builders that you really like, if you would just link them or leave a comment and let me know, and I can look at them and see what I think about them and maybe talk a little bit about them. Anyway, I believe that's all I'm going to talk about today. I guess I will see you guys tomorrow, Tuesday, and I hope everyone out there has a wonderful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.